one of the biggest things is coming up. We got the NBA and the basketball world got exactly what they were looking for. We got the Thunder versus the Spurs in the conference finals. Day, I'm going to start with you. How do you feel that this is going to turn out? What are we looking for? Are we sweeping these boys? Are we going game 7? How are you feeling? Because there's people in this stream. I'm not going to tell you who. There are people in this stream that are kind of nervous of us playing the Spurs. And I kind of want to know how you feel. And those people are not me, okay? But go ahead. How you feeling? What you think about this, bro?
I'm feeling confident in saying that we wouldn't give them more than one. We won't give them more than one just because our scheming and
what's your bold take of the day?
Our game planning and how we play our different play style, all 4 quarters. It's like every quarter is like a different game.
Yeah.
The way we play, the way we plan, our playbook is deep. And we have guys only coming back. Speaking to your point you made earlier, the fact that we haven't had every starter, healthy for the most part. And now that we are about to get all our guys back, man, you guys, they can't plan for this. And the Spurs have not been to this stage with Wimby. Like, this is the furthest that they're really going. So they're learning as they're going. They're drawing they're playing in their path as they're going along. We just came from the big dance last year. We're the defending champs. Y'all got to bring the fight to us. We the champs. So we're going to play our game. We're going to play our style. We're not nervous. We don't have nothing to be scared about. We're not even sweating. Those guys are back there making TikToks, dancing in the locker room. They like, all right.
Because we know we the big dogs. Yeah.
We finna go knock them dead. I mean, the game might be close. The game might be close for about a quarter or two. And then we wrap it up in the fourth. And then everybody's standing in for the same interview, no matter who gets interviewed. And then we being humble. We standing there with the towels. We ready for the next game. We just high-fiving. We almost playing like a church league. We almost come down the court, make a shot, dap each other, say praise the Lord, run back and get on defense. That's the style that we have, man. We are classy.
No, I'm with it, bro.
Classy winners, man. That's why they hate us. That's why they hate us.
Thank you so much for bringing this fresh perspective.
That's why they think we boring, because they really think we boring. That's why
and you know what? The funny thing is, they said that the reason why they think we're boring is because we're winning, and that makes us boring, and it feels so good. Yo, Chris, tell me how do you think this series is going to go? It has been announced that J-Dub will be back for game 1. What does the addition of J-Dub give us? How do you see this playing out for us, man?
I think that Shea is I think that he's happy right now, and he's excited to really get out there and cook, for the simple fact that J-Dub takes a lot of pressure off of Shea. The things that we were able to survive through with the Lakers series, you're definitely not going to be able to do that in this series, where you kind of threw 2 and 3 people at Shea. When you got a big body like J-Dub, who's a slasher, I mean, go ahead and throw 2 and 3 bodies on Shea if you want to, and you'll have that big body coming down there.
6'4"?
Slash J-Dub?
Yeah, 6'4",
J-Dub probably like 6'6", 6'7", somewhere in there. But
I had to do it.
I got you. But I think it's going to be incredibly different. Now, I am one of the ones who, I am a little bit nervous.
6'5". He's 6'5",
okay.
though he personally says he's 6'6". So
I'm gonna take his word for it. 6'6".
Right.
So
I'll take 6'6".
So I am a little bit nervous. As we know, that team has had our number in the regular season, albeit we need to throw out there the third most injured team throughout the whole entirety of the season. So a lot of our pieces we didn't have, and I think we may have had AJ Mitchell for only one of those games, and guess if we won or lost that game. So
here's one of my biggest things when it comes to that, though. Like, AJ Mitchell was averaging 25, 24, somewhere about that. What is it extra that J-Dub really gives us, Red Man, when we're talking about taking out AJ Mitchell?
Before
no, I got you. I'm just piggybacking off of what you're talking about. But what extra, just stay on this point, Red Man, what extra does J-Dub give us that AJ Mitchell didn't because, I mean, the point production was there.
I mean, J-Dub, like Chris mentioned it, he just brings a whole different dynamic to the game. I mean, like you said, being able to take the pressure off Shea, being able to be that secondary and sometimes primary playmaker and scorer. It just he makes the game so much easier for Shea, and it makes the game so much harder for opposing teams because Shea has, excuse me, J Dub has proven himself as we know him to be an all star and an all NBA caliber and all defensive caliber player. He impacts the game that much in all kind of different ways. He makes the game so much easier per se and so much harder for teams to game plan against the Thunder because now you can't just send a whole bunch of bodies towards Shea because now you have somebody else who's able to, kill you if that's something that you want to do. Remember, this is a guy that dropped 40 points in the NBA Finals. This ain't
When we
just
need
some
him. When we
yeah,
need him.
that just ain't just some guy, that's just, the second best player because, he just happens to be the second best player on the team that's not talented. This is a very talented, very deep roster. So for him to be the second best player on this team is actually saying a lot when we know he could easily go to a lot of these other teams and probably be the best player on the team. And so
Yeah.
J-Dub, and then not to mention defensively, being able to guard positions 1 through 5, the physicality, his length,
One
and
through five?
also he can guard 1 through. We've seen him guard
Definitely
Joker.
can.
They matched him up against Wimby
Was
and
locking
one
them
or two of them.
down.
That's
He
not
can.
him. I'm just
He's
tell y'all right
shown.
now. That's not
He's
him.
shown that he can guard 1 through 5 when called upon. Granted, it's not going to be like an excessive amount, but when called upon, he has shown for certain points at a time in the game that he can guard all 5 positions on the floor, and then also too. The attitude that he brings to the game. That's another thing, like that
It's different.
swagger, that
Yeah.
that dog, that
Yeah, he
grit.
mean. Yeah,
You
he
know what I
mean.
mean?
Yeah, yeah.
He brings a
Woo, woo,
certain
woo, woo,
kind
woo.
of
Yeah, straight up. Yeah.
element from an attitude perspective that also that everyone can kind of feed off of and galvanize off of. So Jada being thrown into the mix, I mean, it's a totally different Thunder team when J-Dub's there. Totally
So,
different.
Chris, my thing is you said J Dub is a slasher, and I like that point because I don't believe AJ Mitchell really slashed to the bucket like that. The one thing that AJ Mitchell was great at was getting his own shot, which I personally feel like he might be a little bit better at that than J Dub. I've seen J Dub get locked up a few times, not really locked up by the player, but just his own thing. That's just kind of J Dub would do that. But when we talk about our predictions, how do you see this going, Chris?
So yeah, like I was saying, I am one of those ones that's a little bit nervous about this for the simple fact that they've had our number. I actually last year, a lot of people thought we were going to steamroll over the Pacers, and I had I actually had us winning in 7 in those finals.
Okay. They played just like us. The Pacers played exactly like us. Oh, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Chris, where'd you go?
No,
Oh, there you
no,
go. Go ahead,
am
bro.
I still there?
Yeah, go ahead.
My bad. Yeah, so it was a so looking back at that, I can say that I did accurately because I said Thunder in 7, and they did go to
All right,
7
let's see if
games.
you can go 2 for 2. What you
I'm gonna
got?
show. I'm gonna show. I am going to say Thunder in 7. I think that
Mm.
I think that people shouldn't be too surprised if the Spurs are able to get 3, but I'm saying that if there is a game 7, like we blow the Spurs out, like at home, like we
Yeah,
blow them
game
out.
7 will be at home. Yeah.
Similar like to Denver last season, where we had a game 7, but it wasn't even close. Like we blew them out,
Mm-hmm.
and we clearly showed we were the better team. So that's where I'm leaning. That's where
I
I'm
don't know,
going.
man. I
Thunder
think
in
you got to
7.
put a little bit more respect on the fact that we are the defending champs.
Yeah.
Red man, what
I
you got,
mean,
man? What you got, Red
yeah.
man? How does this play out? When we talk about them, bro, Shea didn't play that last game. J-Dub
Yeah.
didn't play every game when we
Yeah.
played against the Spurs. And the first game that the Spurs beat us, they only won by 2. And I think we had the possession last. We just didn't score. So, I look at that. We were coming off a 24-game win streak. We were going to lose. It just so happened to be that we played against the Spurs. And then when we talk about the games that we lost in December, bro, we literally played them on the 23rd and the 25th. No chance to really try to get anything together. Y'all know my position on this, and I'll give it in a second. Redman, how do you feel this is going to go? What do you think that we need to do in order for this to go the right way?
Man, it's this is a very interesting series. Very interesting series. And
It's a movie. It's what the NBA fans and basketball fans really wanted. They
uh,
wanted Thunder Spurs. What'd you say?
I,
De facto championship?
this is the de facto championship, 100%. Whoever wins this finals, will definitely, more than likely win the
This is nice though.
championship. This is the biggest finals matchup since the Golden State, or biggest conference finals matchup, since Golden State Houston in 2018, I believe,
Who's on
and
that?
it's
That was that Chris
James
Paul and
Harden, Chris Paul,
James
and all
Harden?
of them,
Okay.
PJ Tucker, all them boys, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, in some people's eyes, this is the biggest matchup, period, since, Cavs Warriors back in their heyday. So I'm going to go two different routes here, because I can really see it going two
Bro, this is
different
first
ways.
take. This first
Hey,
take. You
no,
can't go to,
listen,
you can't do
listen,
two routes.
listen,
This first
listen.
take.
No, listen, because I feel like I really can. I can see this Thunder winning this series as early as 5. And I know that may be a shock to a lot of people, but
I like
I
that.
really can because the
If we get
championship
those
then
first two,
the
yeah.
the
Mhm.
championship DNA, like they said, the scheming that we do, the fact that the experience, we've been here before. We played them 5 times in the regular season, a lot of familiarity there. And so I can just and we're clicking on all cylinders, undefeated in the playoffs right now. And so
Yeah.
matter of fact, they said
We know.
that um since the beginning of since the end of February, or no, the beginning of February, I saw a stat that they said that the Thunder have only lost 1 game. Like, of course, this goes to the regular season, not including playoffs. But the Thunder had only lost 1 game from the beginning of February to the end of the
Against the
season. The
Spurs.
Spurs had lost 3. And so we're clicking on all cylinders. But on the flip side, I can see it going the distance. I can see it going 7 games because these two teams are eerily similar. The way that they're built from the ground up is eerily, and it's funny because Sam Presti comes from the San Antonio tree and the San Antonio system and the way that they do things. So it makes so much sense that both teams will build their teams nearly identical. You got Chet, you got Wimby. You got Stephon Castle. There's J Dub.
Yeah.
There's De'Aaron Fox, there's SGA,
Yeah.
there's Keldon Johnson coming off the bench for the Spurs. There's Alex
Mhm.
Caruso coming off the bench for us. They got Julian Champagny. We have Isaiah Joe,
Oh, is that how you say his name? You said Champagne? That's how you
Y-
say it?
Yeah, Champagny. And so the teams are it's literally almost looking identical into a mirror. I don't think, and one of y'all, I can't remember which one of y'all said, one of y'all mentioned that the Pacers were like the Thunder. And what
That's
I
what I said. That's
disagree
what I
with
said.
that per se.
They
I don't
played like
necessarily.
us. They played
I don't
like us.
necessarily, I don't necessarily think the Pacers were like us. The Pacers were a team that executed their offense very well. They knew how to move the ball. They knew how to pass the ball.
Yeah.
And if there was one way to beat the Thunder, you couldn't just go one on one with us. You
No,
had to
no.
execute your offense. You had
That's
to
how
hit the
Achilles
open
heel.
man.
Yeah.
You had to hit the open man. You had to hit open shots. And the Pacers did that to perfection. And that's how they were able to push us to the distance. The Spurs, on the other hand, stylistically, personnel wise, I mean, it's almost identical. And so I can see it going either way. I really can. And so, but either way, it's going to be a fun series. De facto championship. Whoever wins this series will more than likely win the NBA
So you
championship.
said it could go. You said it can go as early as 5, or it can go as long as 7. Is that kind of what the two options you got?
Yeah, I don't see a sweep, and I don't necessarily see a situation where it goes only 6 games neither. I literally see either 5 or 7.
So here's my thing. I got them going 6 just because I got to put respect on the Thunder's name again. Like we talked about beforehand. Nigga, we the champs at the end of the day. And we shouldn't have to figure out shit. You know what I'm
Gotta come
saying?
take it.
They got to figure it out. You got to knock us off the mountain. And with that being, I don't care that y'all have beat us 4 times in the regular season. The playoffs are different. Matter of fact, the playoffs are more in our favor because we get to be a little bit more physical. And what I need is Chet Holmgren to man the fuck up. That's that's the way we're going to win this series. If Chet mans the fuck up and remembers how he won that championship, or the U17 championship they're talking about, all of this is coming back. If you remember, Chet only had 10. I don't need Chet to be Chet that won us those games with the Lakers. I don't need Chet to put up 24. All I need Chet to do is have about 10 points, stop Wimby from getting extra rebounds, go ahead and go for a double-double where you got 10 and 20. I'm okay with that. And throwing about 3 elbows. That's the stat sheet I need you to have.
3 elbows.
Make sure you keep Wimby from around the rim. Keep him as a jump shooter. Because if you keep Wimby out from around the rim, iHeart is going to pick up those rebounds. Lou Dort is going to pick up those rebounds. J-Dub is going to pick up those rebounds. And that is what we need. Watching these niggas play the Timberwolves, nigga, they won by getting 7 possessions in 1 possession. 7 second chance shots, 5 second chance shots. Why? If you go and watch these games, Wimby only had like 1 or 2 standout games. Bro, 19 points is not standout. You did your job. And for you to be the guy on the Spurs, 19 ain't enough. I'm sorry. I'm not going to take that. You being the guy, you need to put up 30. You need to put up 40. You need 40. To put up 50. Putting up 19 does not scare me. And if we stop hitting the biggest thing, Stephon Castle was putting up 30 points. And we know he not like that against us. But the problem is Wimby brings so much gravity. Everybody wants to guard Wimby that it leaves other people open so he can have a triple-double. No, Chet, one-on-one that man. Not offensively, but defensively. One-on-one that man, and we will win this game. Yeah. Why do you think the Timberwolves was able to slap them in the face? Because Rudy Gobert kept that nigga away from the rim. For whatever reason, he couldn't do it, and it's because he could not guard him on the perimeter. Yeah. And then they tried to put Julius Randle, and he too little. They tried to put Naz Reid, he too little. Nigga, we got 4 if they let what's his name? Carson. If they let him play, we got 4 7-footers. 4,
bro. We
4
won't,
7-footers.
We won't
Come
see
on.
Brandon Carlson this round, but nevertheless, we don't need him. So here's the thing, Wimby, come on, Rudy Gobert can only do so much. You know what I'm saying? He can't be in the game 100%, and he's a negative on offense.
Yeah,
so
he's an offensive liability. Real talk.
So I mean, Wimby is actually going to go against way more big bodies, way more bodies that's going to be able to guard him. I mean, even one of our shortest guards can guard him, and Alex Caruso. I don't necessarily want to see Alex Caruso and J-Dub on him that much, but we do know we have them in our back pocket.
And it's not just his threes, mid range, bro. He's money. If he has a Caruso on him, mid range, he's money. If he has a J-Dub on him, like I said, iHeart needs to step in there and put his hand up. Jay Will, who did a great job on Nikola in that series last year. I need Buddy to be playing up because he's tall enough to be playing up on Wimby. I need Chet again. This is about Chet. I know a lot of people say, well, you don't need to go in and make it one-on-one. I'm not telling him to make it one-on-one offensively. You can't go bucket for bucket or band for band for Chet. It ain't gonna
No,
work. I mean,
Chet
for
just
Wimby,
needs.
it ain't that. Play your
Yeah,
game and take defense personal. That's the way we win this series, and I'm calling it in 6. I would love to see it in 5, but they do have Wimby at the end of the day, and Wimby is a walking anomaly. I'm sorry to say it. Somebody that is 7'5" can pull up from 30, can dunk on your head if you are 7'3", Chet. Come on. But think about it. What did Shaq do to Yao? He embarrassed Yao. Even though he was shorter, he embarrassed Yao. Now, granted, Yao did not have the ball skill that Wimby had. Okay. Wimby is a much taller version of AD. And if y'all know AD, y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. AD was a guard for most of his life until he got a growth spurt. And that paid dividends in that 2020 championship. So Wimby is a walking anomaly. Yes, I will give him that. And De'Aaron Fox can hit shots. So what the Thunder have to do is stay at home. If y'all don't know it by now, I am a coach. So I understand these things. Our guards have to stay home and allow Chet and allow iHeart and allow J-Dub and allow Brandon Carlson to do their job. That's what has to happen. I don't know if Brandon gonna get any game
Jay
time,
will.
but
Jay will.
Jay Will, yeah, my fault, not J-Dub, but Jay Will. If that happens and you make them shoot contested threes, we win this game. But we cannot get caught like how we almost got caught in game 4 against the Lakers, like how we almost got caught in game 3 against the Lakers. You cannot get caught with your pants down and them throwing the weak side pass to the open 3-man in the corner on the wing, because they will hit them bitches.
Yeah.
So,
Ultimately, I mean, I think ultimately, if we can keep a lid on Wimby, a lot of Wimby's success was predicated on a lot of, these past 2 series, the Blazers and the Wolves just not really being able to protect the paint. I mean, Wimby's getting these open screen and pick and rolls, open lanes to the baskets. But we actually have the bodies on the Thunder and iHeart and Chet that can be there. We actually have real rim protectors. I know
that's
Rudy
true.
Gobert is a rim protector, but when he doesn't have another big body with him, you know what I'm saying? He's limited as well because he can't roll as quick. You know what I'm saying? But if you got Chet and iHeart on the floor at the same time, Wimby's just not going to have those type of free lanes and free pick and rolls to the basket that he was normally used to these last
Well,
couple
like I
games.
said,
That's
I
all I'm
don't even
saying.
believe that
Or
that's
series.
his biggest threat. His biggest threat is extra possessions and
Yeah.
finding the open
But
man
even
when the
that,
entire defense, finding the open man when the entire defense collapses.
yeah,
That is
yeah.
his strengths. The other thing that we have to do as a Thunder is hit our shots. When I went and watched us on the Christmas Day game, Alex Caruso was not hitting shit. And it was Shea against the Spurs. And we have to stop De'Aaron Fox from hitting those shots. I'm going to give y'all this last and final chance if y'all want to change it. Chris, you still got it in 7?
Yeah, I got Thunder at 7. I
Thunder
got
in
it 7.
7. Dane,
I got it
what you
7.
got?
Man, yeah, I might give us 6.
6?
Probably, if and Wemby has to be healthy too. That's another thing.
Okay.
He has to be healthy. He has to stay in it. He can't get ejected. No, no,
The
no,
good thing, the
none
good
of that.
thing
They got to be
about
perfect.
the good thing about the playoffs is they allow you to be physical. So I need that big body of our heart to really put it on them. Pause. But I really need that big ball of our heart to really put it on. Bro, Cameron was saying pause on First Take live.
Yeah, I know,
I'm
right?
surprised that nobody
That's
tapped him on the
crazy.
shoulder, bro. It's crazy.
That's the inner New
But
York for him. He can't help himself.
he can't help it. But yeah, I need our heart to really put some and Jay Will as well. I really need them to be physical with him. And Caruso, yeah, get underneath him, but I don't think the difference with Nikola was Nikola couldn't move. Red man, I'm gonna give you this chance. You gotta pick one. Either you go into 5 or you go into 7. This is First Take. This is Rumble House. This is Rumble House. What you got, bro?
Yeah, I'm going with Chris on this. I'm going OKC in 7.
Okay,
That's
see
what
at
I feel
7.
in my
Um,
feel in my gut.
Okay. And I gotta go 6. I believe that we're gonna get our 2. I think that they're gonna get their 2. And then at that point, we're going to win at home again, and we're going to get that last one at home. It is hard to close somebody out at their house, but I think that's actually, let me rephrase. I think we're going to get our 2. We're going to get 1 at their house. They're going to get 1, and then when they come back, we're going to get that last one. I think that because
Thunder and
I
5.
think,
You got Thunder and 5. Is that in 5?
Does that make 5? 2, 3?
No, that's 6. You said it right.
Yes.
He's saying we'll get the first 2, and then we'll split the next 2.
Yeah, we'll split the next 2.
And then we'll win game 5 at home, and then win game 6 on the road.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think we got. Yeah, I like that. No, bro, that's
5.
too many.
That's
too many. No, see, that's what I get.
First
2, 4, 5, 6.
That's what I get. Hey, that's what I get for trying to.
No, you said 2, and then you said 4, then 5, 6.
That's what I get for trying to be too technical. Because technically, we would win game 6
to close it.
Yeah, 6 would be there.
Closing it. Yeah.
Can I really say that we're going to close them out at their house?
Yes, I believe they will. I believe we will. Because the 2 that they're going to get are going to be sneaky.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'll stay with that. Yeah, I'll stay with that.